Well, they're there.
No, I think he's just blocking. I think they're gonna swap. They're gonna probably put the DP in it, I think.
Okay.
Because at level 1, I think that maybe DP is better for fighting the rune, but that being said, he even just walks away. He's just super scared. We'll see what happens.
I mean, at the same time, you do have a build on this Terrorblade for the mid lane. But
Yeah, no, I think he's gonna stay mid. Maybe the logic is that since Terrorblade has 12 base armor, that he'll probably fare better against the Tinker just because he like they're not gonna harass the Tinker no matter what. The
Right.
DP's not gonna harass him. The Terrorblade's not gonna harass him. So you might as well put a hero there that actually has more armor, which I can kind of get behind that sentiment. And he can just pop meta like he is now and just be annoying on the first wave.
a lot of punches coming in onto Dendi. Not what he wants to see. He will be able to walk away. Mao, the LeBron Dota rotation in trying to find a courier snipe was not going to be able to get it. And so he's going to head back bottom where they are tri-laning. So
Yeah, so I guess it was kind of a dodge, kind of a better matchup, I guess, for the TB instead of the Death Prophet, but oh my god, he is getting smashed.
whoa! And Lil is going to end up going down for the cause, but nonetheless, that's a first blood going over to the ET.
That was a crazy amount of damage. I think he hit the neutrals. No, he didn't hit the neutrals. They're at 100% life. Oh, man, he did way more damage than I thought he would. I guess it's the Lunar Blessing, too. Can't discount that. The extra 14 damage. That boy just got stapled, though. That was a lot of deeps.
And in the meantime, too, I mean, it's going to be a trade of farm matchup in the top lane, as Lil is going to land a stomp mid. Are they going to go for something here? Dendi does have rockets, missile, and laser back up again. Not going to be enough to find that kill. So it's just going to be a salve for the TB to be back up to full.
I just really hope this isn't another case of SM just having like these struggle bus lanes, and then trying to have to salvage the mid game through making moves. Because they showed last game they have pretty good map rotation. Like they know how to get kills and stuff and take objectives. It's just their lanes were not good.
Yeah.
And I feel like this game could be the same thing.
Well, and seeing General up top, I thought this was going to be a bit of a farm fest, but it looks like General actually has a little bit of a level advantage. Maybe a denied range creep here or there. And he will be getting a lot more damage because of that atrophy aura.
Yeah, Atrophy, like this 1v1 is heavily Underlord favored in the beginning. Like once the Omni gets Soul Ring, then it becomes a little bit more even because the Omni can continually spam heal. But for like the first 3 to 5 levels, you're going to be seeing this. Like the Underlord's going to get like all the CS and just beat the crap out of the Omni.
So the rotation up top now is Rubik is going to maybe try and help out his buddy, Mr. Omni Knight. We'll see if that bears any fruit at all. While Nyx Assassin going to do the best that he can to be annoying. It's actually just going to be picking up some bounty runes for the Rubik.
You know what? It actually hurts even more to play the Nyx position 4 here because bounty runes just stopped giving EXP last patch. So
yeah.
It's just like, oh god, I get no EXP at all, and I'm just sitting down here with a Death Prophet. What is my life actually?
And potentially going to go down too by a rotation in from ET if they wanted to do something. So could be a really, really rough game for that Nyx Assassin. We'll have to see how it works out. And also, we do have Lil, who's going to try and go for maybe a double stack action here. We'll see if he does it. Has the Spirit there as well. Pulls it down to the south. Meanwhile, the rotation forward to Dendi deals some damage there to him as well.
Yeah, the mid lane's doing alright so far for SM. They're getting the TV farm. That's what matters. And even though it's a dual lane bot and they're sharing EXP a bit, the Death Prophet is getting a couple of CS, like only one behind the Luna, so... Oh, mid.
Oh, God. Look at the damage. Although Dendi, though, they managed to find this. He is almost dead and is going to fall. Big pickup.
Yeah, that was a really nice turnaround. Overcommittal from NaVi, giving away a really big kill. And that's just going to put the TV farther ahead in CS.
They failed an impale there onto Crystallized, who is still farming pretty well down bottom here. Just about on par with the Death Prophet, although is a little bit behind in the experience department. While top lane, you mentioned the Soul Ring, still a ways away from it. Actually, Sashlo thinking about going for the Wand Phase Boots build instead.
I don't know if he might just have it on quick buy. I think that maybe he feels like he needs the blades of attack because of atrophy. It's kind of hard to say right now, but yeah. This lane, it does get easier for the Omni as he gets levels.
Ume taking the punches with that Orb of Venom. He goes down. Lil is just punching away there as Sasha is going to pull this creep wave over here to the side. Picks up a couple bounty runes, runs away, and that means that this wave is going to push very heavily into his tower in a little while. So he turns around, realizing that the ET is in the area, needs to dodge away from this, and does look like he's going to be able to. Where's he going?
I mean, it's really hard for them to get a kill once the stomp is down. Like he's just trying to drag the creeps. So what'll happen is, if he doesn't, he might get forced to TP, but otherwise, he's just gonna try to get it so that the wave pushes really hard, and then he'll get EXP if the ET is gonna spend his time here.
Got a couple denies along the way, and looks like he is gonna be able to pull this one back. And maybe even get it back behind the tower here too. So a nice wave here for the Omni Knight. Level 4, this might even get him all the way up to 5 or to 6 almost.
The big thing here is not even just the XP that he gets, but he denies General this too.
Oh yeah.
Like General has to walk around the tier 1 if he wants to try to contest this. Like he has to go and do like the loop-de-loop to get an EXP range for his own creeps.
The denies coming out while it's all going on as well. You need to be careful. The rotation in from the ET, they don't find the stomp there. The Firestorm, it is a lot of damage, and well, Sashlo's still running away. He's taking those punches, has stick charges available, Purification, trying to walk out of here, and Firestorm damage, just get outside the range of it, just barely living, but the Spirit is gonna be there, and that means these creeps might be lost to him.
Yeah, that hurts. No one reacting from his team either. I guess they didn't have a TP on the Rubik, and the Nyx has one. Surprised he didn't actually go. I mean, it's a Luna down here right now. They don't have a lane ward, I guess. Maybe he feels like he can't leave. But yeah, I was really surprised to see that it lasted that long and no one reacted.
Yeah. Sashal actually does manage to be around for a couple more of those range creeps. So this battle behind the tower, this could be a kill if they get one TP rotation, and looks like it's coming a bit too late. Nyx Assassin has to cancel it here, and well, Underlord just gonna shrine up. All this is going on though, mid lane. Not able to get into range to find Dendi there, as only 1 point right now on Telekinesis.
Oh, this is really sick from Navi. They get the Underlord TP in the bottom lane with the Luna, and they have the cart wave at the same time. This is, I was scratching my head going, why did General skill Dark Rift at level 6? Oh, they're gonna lose the Brahma maybe.
Stomp is there though, and no, nothing else. I thought Luna might be close enough to ulti, but she's only level 4 right now. Oh my god, Lil does a lot of damage.
Yo, protect the cart, Navi, please.
Tail onto 2, Crypt Storm there as well. Need to be careful here. Firestorm damage. General is just a monster. Walking at people. And the cart lives on just about 50 HP.
Yeah, it can take if you get bad tower RNG, it dies in like 3. But yeah, they're trying to keep the cart alive because they want this tower. But it was a really nice move. I haven't seen the Dark Rift used that way very often. Yeah. And most of the time, Underlord players, they skip it, you know? They don't even get the skill, but General might be dead here for it though.
Yeah, no Dark Rift, and well, he's gonna throw out one more of those Spike Carapace, just for good measure, because why not? And it looks like top lane, Sashalo's not gonna be able to get the same type of aggression out. Tower down to 300 HP from Navi.
I would actually say that, you know, given the resources committed, that SM probably got the better trade. Because they use Dark Rift, they send like 3 or 4 heroes bottom, they get around the same damage as a solo Omni Knight, gets on the tier 1 top, like...
Yeah, I know, Sunder used right there mid lane to keep him alive. Dendi almost goes down for it. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Like, it is a lot of resources. It also means that Omni Knight basically gets a lot of free time to himself. But as that's going on, they rotate in with the Vengeful Spirit and the Luna. Another kill on the mid lane as they're able to take down Dendi. Sashalo's still living here, has Purification, so he is not going to go down. He's through a Nyx. Makes it happen.
Yeah, this is a little bit of a strange early game, to say the least. You don't really see a whole lot of aggro tri-lane Lunas. I'm just going to say that.
Radiant's top tower has been denied.
So who do you feel like it's kind of favoring at this point then? Like net worth is very even, but is there a team that's more comfortable given what they have on each of their heroes?
I think for the time being, NaVi are going to feel like they're in a good spot. Like until something really gets taken away from them, like they lose tier 1 mid, they lose, you know, safe lane tower, stuff like that. As long as they have space to work with, I would say that NaVi are pretty much always going to be in the advantage position, even if they're not winning on gold. Because, you know, late game Tinker is still going to be an absolute nightmare for them to deal with. They have one pretty okay counter, but that's about it. So I'm still heavily leaning on the Tinker to do the heavy lifting this game.
Okay.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Crystallize going to get pummeled a bit. The rotations are coming, but it's still a ways away before they're going to be able to find that Luna. And she does have level 6 now, so you got to be careful about this. As there's going to be the follow-up. There's the Impale turnaround, and Luna gone.
Yeah, that was a really nice setup there. They get the heal bomb as well. And now Shacho has his soul ring, so he's pretty much never going to be forced back unless multiple heroes come to gank him. But yeah, S&M getting kind of what they want out of the early game too. We'll have to see if the next meta is going to be able to result in a tower. They got, I'd say, 60% of the damage on the tier 1 mid.
They're bringing in General here as well. And just a quick little turnaround. He did have the Pit of Malice, but no need to go for it there. Actually, 3 heroes in the area now with Crystallize also here, but Repel, no mana for TP. Okay, he's not going to use it. He's just going to keep on running. Root?
Yeah, I actually think he should have just TP'd. Okay. He fogged the stun. That was nice.
Well done.
With the one tree that was there.
And Crystallize ends up denying the tower. So they're still chasing this Omni Knight, who's just taking him on a merry little journey. And mid lane, maybe a big battle of Bruin as they have the Vendetta out as well. They didn't use it onto Denny though, instead trying to take down this Underlord who's very tanky tower down, still chasing for this one. And Malice is there as well, but it's going to be a walk away for the DP. Everybody very low on the Radiant. And Dire looking like they don't want to give chase. The tower's already down.
Yeah, they've lost their safe lane and their tier 1 tower already. And, you know, Dendy wasn't there to march the wave. He's still 1,000 gold away from boss, and it's 11.5 minutes. I'd say, you know, he did kind of get dual lanes, more or less. The Rubik was kind of in and out. You may spend some time there, but, you know, it's still... When the tier 1 mid and the tier 1 safe lane are dead at, like, before 15 minutes against Tinker, that's a good start. Like, you want those towers dead ASAP. Definitely. Just because you want to be able to pressure him in his woods if he's doing, you know, what Dendy's doing right now.
And in the meantime, it's also been this situation where a lot of the stacks have been taken from the jungle already. You are going to be stacking up these Ancients again, but that's much more for the Luna. There's going to be a medium camp stacked right there, but Tinker needs to get back into this game right now. He's currently just barely ahead of the ET.
Yeah, like I said, the TB and the Rubik mid was a really good idea coming in from SM. They knew that no one hero really is going to have a favorable matchup against the Tinker. So what do? You just put a second hero there, and then your TB is now the highest like overall CS. He's just below General on net worth, who I would say probably had the actual easiest lane.
Yeah.
But yeah, the start so far has been great, and they're gonna get a killer kill on Lil.
Very well played there, and Dendy's still looking to get to his bot 600 gold away. I like the Nyx Assassin's build this time too. You always think about mana burn being a great answer, but really they need to be able to find this Tinker, and getting the stun duration up feels like it's a good decision there for the Nyx.
Yeah, this is a very common build that you see, because a level 1 mana burn is just, the multiplier of the int is really low.
Yeah.
And you know that the main reason you pick the hero is to counter Tinker, and Carapace can be used from real far away.
Oh, wow, they're moving forward for this. DP kind of in no man's land, but the rest of the heroes are here as well. They're going to start to spam out those missiles. They have the pipe just finished now as well for the Underlord, and Eclipse not going to hit onto anybody.
Oh, dear.
They can go back in here. Sashlo running away right here. Purification is available as well. They're chasing on the other side. DP still doing a lot of damage to LeBron, and he's going to go down. The Metamorphosis out as they want to finish off this stack. But Nyx Assassin in the area, and Pale is set up. Could take them all down. Dendy, he's going to be there as well. Do they decide to go on him? They're thinking about it, and Pale connects only onto one, though. And now the Pit of Malice down. Sunder comes out, though, in general. This is so freaking low. The heal bomb is going to take him down. Lil also running. They had all the vision in the world, and Crystallized left alone and killed off. Radiant are gonna lose, or rather Dire are gonna lose just about everybody.
They were definitely not prepared for that one. They had the shrine, so they probably felt, you know, relatively safe. And I think the TV would have died if General just didn't walk forward. Like, he gave him a Sunder target. He was sitting right in the front. He's got a couple of points into the Pit of Malice, but you gotta respect the repel, right? So you can't actually kill him if the Omni is in the area that easily. So he just walks forward thinking he might be able to get the kill, doesn't. And real big win, like super big win for SM, because they get the tier 2 safe lane, they kill a couple of heroes. You know, Roshan is definitely something they can do. All they really need is meta, or, you know, if they want, they can pop Exorcism for it.
Yeah, and I mean, you've got like these big team fighty items from NaVi there, like the pipe. Dendi has bots so he can get into the fray as well, but it's starting to feel like this is a Radiant team that's getting into snowball position. And they've got the items that they need as well. You talk about it, like the drum is going to be there for Sashlo. They also have one on Terrorblade, interesting left, so the double drum, ain't no problem with it. I don't know, how do you see the next couple minutes playing out here for both teams?
I think that SM just sits on their cooldowns, waits for a bit, you know, 70 seconds until they're going to have Ghosts again. Then they probably just go for another team fight. And, you know, if that's successful, maybe Roche is on the menu.
By Carapace to start this all off. They hit the Impale. 2 heroes are here, though. Lil thinking about turning this one. They're able to swap General away, keeping him alive. Earth Splitter's going to come out as well. They root the Rubik in the Pit of Malice, and he is gone in an instant. Taken down so rapidly, and now Dendi has shown up as well. They found this DP. Eul's Scepter is going to be there, but I don't think it was ever... Oh, maybe? Repel, the turn? The Impale, it's going to be there. He needs to be careful about Repel wearing off, and the Eul's Scepter, as it doesn't end up hitting. So he does live through that missile that was chasing him.
Yeah, that was just, again, not really a lot of vision in the area. They jump assuming that hero is going to be alone, but, you know, a lot of heroes are off map from NaVi. Got to be pretty careful about taking those types of engagements. And most of the vision that SM currently have is still in NaVi's jungle. So oftentimes you see teams, they'll ward in a place prior to fighting there, and then they'll smoke back to where their wards are, or, you know, they'll just casually just walk there. They want to take fights around their vision, because via vision you take more optimal engagements. So luckily the Omni was there in time to save, and now with the Ghost back up, they're going to attempt Roshan. Now there is an ET on NaVi, but unfortunately Lil does not have any real mana right now to be able to spam out the pit, so this should just be free.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, even if they did have it, it's still not an easy fight to go into the Exorcism. They probably would have been able to obviously mess around with them, but, well, Dire may be afraid that something is going on. 4 heroes in the fountain never looks good, but they at least don't get any type of a picked off hero in the moment. It's going to be, what now, tier 2s left over, trying to push down through bottom for the Radiant?
They can easily claim the tier 2 mid, I think. The real test this game for SM, though, is the high ground. Like, tier 3 is always going to be the thing that breaks, you know, an inexperienced team. And honestly, this is the most annoying team to push against. This is ET, Underlord, Tinker. This is like...
Yeah.
This is like the absolute worst thing to have to push against, because all 3 of their spells cover the entire ramp. Right. Firestorm covers the whole ramp. March of the Machines, same thing. Elder Titan Stomp, same thing. So what I would like is somehow for them to be able to push in at least 2 lanes at the same time, and keep sort of a contain on NaVi to get farm, and like control the map for as long as you can, and then overwhelm them with like net worth lead and experience lead. That would be like the methodical ideal way to win, I feel.
Oh, nice play there. They're going to take down the Luna while she has a haste rune. A nice combo from Nyx and Rubik, and already maybe going to try and build towards some of that map control you're talking about. Not let them get anything for free. As Dendi... Oh, Spike Carapace? Okay. They might have an idea that he's in here, but do they know exactly where? Blink away, and it looks like Dendi does escape.
So we've got a 4K lead on the Radiant team. Ooh, I like this time around. Chachlo's not skipping the Radiance too. He's getting it.
He knows what he wants. Repel TP away while this is happening. Bottom lane is pushing. And they're going to kind of come and defend it, it looks like. Is this really the play that they want? Dendy's caught here. They swap him out, but that just means he's in range for the Metamorphosis TV to take him down. Earthsplitter's through, but they are chasing this down. Lil is dead as well. SM just stream forward and destroy.
Yeah, they had, actually they placed that ward as they were fighting. That was kind of nice too. So you can see both their obs were placed very recently, and they really just want to try to get this game in the books before the tanker gets too much. Like right now, Dendy's only got level 2 rearm at 800 mana. It's a lot easier than you think to push in a tanker in the beginning of the game when he is not at his like second or third item, because he can't just sit there and spam. He has to go back to the well, has to bottle up, has to heal, etc. And you know, even better if you can actually get the kill on him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I got to be honest, I did not think that he was going to be 0-4 at 20 minutes after having seen the draft, but I guess at the same time, they weren't really prioritizing helping Dendy's lane that much. Like, I don't know how much ET stacked for him, if at all. He's kind of been playing a little bit behind. Like, right now he's got Blink bots. He should be pretty close to his third item right now, but he's still only sitting on 700 gold, so he is certainly not doing as well as he wants. But again...
I was saying he's got the red bars up there in the upper left of his screen. Oh, look at this guy, though. Nyx Assassin? He's hiding behind the other side here. Do they realize he's in the area? Courier snipe? He might take that one.
Oh, he wants it. I think it's worth killing it.
Oh, they might realize, though.
It's literally sitting on the obs.
He's waiting for it. He knows it's going to be coming back this way, but Vendetta's going to wear off, and now he can't do it anymore.
It's nice just to give the information, though, knowing where the heroes are. They see General.
Bit of Malice down. Tail's going to be there, and poor old General, he just wanted to go somewhere else, and it's going to get ran down here. Does not have a force that swap away, and that just means that it's going to be Venge going down as well, as they're still chasing here. He has another Impale. General gets stunned, but they're not even going to worry about it. He actually doesn't have a TP. They're going mid.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Can they do anything more with this?
Denny needs to be mid right now if they're going to defend. Like, the tier 2 is obviously dead already, but
Dire's middle tower
I think they want him to be mid right now. Like, there should be a March.
They don't have
Radiant's
Underlord.
bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, he didn't. Oh, he didn't even. Starker's up in 5. He'll be.
All right, well, a tower is starting to fall already, and Glyph already used. This is going to be a dead tier 3 tower, and possibly more, depending upon how this all ends up working out. There's going to be the used pull back in. Now the Impale is there, so they end up losing the Nyx Assassin. NaVi still taking some damage, but fine. That was a lot of damage from the reflection.
They are super okay with that SM. They get the tier 3. They're going to be able to take out both shrines now, establish even more control. And this is the problem when you're playing against a position 4 Nyx, is you do have to still commit sentries for him.
Yeah.
That's like one of the biggest strengths of the hero, is that if you do not buy sentries, he's going to spot your heroes, you're going to get picked, you know, you're going to maybe lose even your Luna at this point, because, you know, Crystallize is going for the BKB, but he doesn't quite have it just yet, so he still has to play, you know, safe, and he's farming under a Radiant Ward right now, so this is getting very bad very quickly for NaVi.
So if you're NaVi, how do you need to take these fights then? Like, obviously pressure's going to come, and you can see Crystallize being spotted here. Outside of, like, placing a lot of sentry wards, what's the key target to take down?
I think more than anything, it's just that the way that NaVi's team wanted to function is they wanted to play like a more farm-oriented game and rely heavily on strong lanes, which they kind of did have, but they just got dismantled by like the movement so far of SM, and they keep losing these heroes. And again, Crystallize is spotted because he's got a Nyx on his head, and he can't TP either. It's just on cooldown, so he's just dead. I mean, this has literally been the story the entire game. The SM are moving around the map with a handful of heroes, and even though NaVi have a good amount of vision now, you know, that ward that's placed by the Roshan pit wasn't there a couple of seconds ago. And they knew where the Crystallize was because they had that ward that hasn't been dewarded yet in the jungle. So they saw his movement, they telegraphed it, you know, killed him. And NaVi, they can't really start fights. So if you can't start a fight and you're behind, how do you recover, right? You try to be farming, but when you're farming against a Nyx, you're getting picked, so I guess to answer your question, if I knew the answer, I would probably be playing.
Is under attack.
It's there isn't really a great answer, is there?
Radiant are scared.
well-
You can try for the 5-man gambit. That's the one thing they can try. But ultimately, their best way to win a fight, hands down, is defending the high ground.
Okay.
That's like the best chance they have of winning engagement. Because if they fight out in the open, like look at this DP. She's got Pipe, Blink, Yules. She's gonna be making her way towards the armor items. The Omni's even more farmed. Like, oh baby, that is a farmed Omni.
He is feeling good about himself. The days of getting out CS'd are far behind him. Swap, but that's going to be an impale nonetheless. Yule Scepter, LeBron Dota in trouble as the DP walks forward, daring them to come and try and contest with this, although the reflection is out. My god, he's going to do so much damage. He's gone as well. Luna is almost dead by virtue of that reflection. And now, the buyback from the Tinker, but what are they really even hoping to accomplish to this? Spike Carapace.
Just racks.
Well, Navi needs something. They need a miracle, and they still have Sunder available. Blink forward from Sashlo means that he's just going to be able to blink forward for the hit onto Dendi. It's going to be a dieback. Nowhere left to go. Pulled inside the base. It doesn't end up mattering, and the Sunder comes out. The turn on to Crystallize. They do manage to bring down that Terrorblade, but it's still a big, big win for the Radiant in spite of the overextension.
They'll easily take the dieback. Like that Tinker has 9,000 net worth.
Oh god.
25-minute game. That is probably one of the poorest Tinkers I've ever seen in my life. It is we'll say it's struggle.
Yeah.
That's the word we'll use.
All right, they're splitting up right now, thinking about going forward for this Luna, and they're able to find the catch there onto the next assassin, keeping him back for the moment. Are they trying to fight this right now? No Tinker available, and they're just losing heroes left, right, and center. They managed to take down the Nyx assassin, but it's the most pyrrhic of victories as Crystallize trying to take down this DP. Not gonna happen. 3 more dead. General just says, leave me alone. And now Rubik is still in Dark Rift. Don't know if he's gonna be able to do anything with that. But nonetheless, holy man, this is completely fallen out of control.
Honestly, like going back to the beginning of the game, I think a lot of the problem is the fact that Navi went aggro. I think if they just had a normal tri-lane with the ET and the Venge and the Luna in the top lane, and they were getting those heroes some experience and farm, that this game would have been probably a lot easier to manage. Because the Luna more or less got sacked. He got left bottom like in a 1v2 a lot of the time, and just not really able to get the farm that he wanted. No one was stacking for him either. Like you got 2 to 3 heroes on your team that use stacks so well. You take away your entire ability to give that economic advantage to your team by going aggro, and they're going to find Dendi again here.
Yeah, the swap away, trying to keep Dendi alive, but he has just not been able to play Dota, and there's going to be the Guardian Angel out as well. Buyback from the Vengeful Spirit. Double Pit of Malice, rarely seen, but very impactful now, as then he's going to try and do whatever spam he possibly can. It's so hard to fight into this lineup, though, and well, they're starting to burst through that Omni Knife with the BKB, the turnaround. They're running forward. Navi are not able to deal with this damage coming from the Metamorphosis TB. Malice is down again, so maybe this is actually going to end up working out for them. Okay, Sashlo low and gonna die. Have Navi been able to turn it? They take down 2. Now looking for more, but the smoke is going to be there for the escape. And TB? Still standing tall. He hasn't even gotten to level 20 talent yet.
Yeah, that reflection cooldown, oh, that's gonna hurt bad. Especially against a team with a Luna. That's probably the worst feels bad of this entire game, is that with this type of lineup, like the Luna can kind of outpace and just go for the win if you have really good lanes, but like I said, they kind of sack Crystallize, so alright, they're going for the YOLO Roche, I guess. This is the play.
Now they realize, let's not do this anymore. Dark Rift full away. They managed to get everybody out. But they forced out the Omni Knight buyback. It's something.
I mean, they forced his buyback, but now they just gave Roche to Radiant.
Yeah.
I mean, Dendi looks like he's trying to line up a march here to
General's had enough.
I mean, I don't know if I can say I blame him. You know, imagine this is like, you know, obviously it's not a pub game, but imagine it's a pub, and General's top lane. He's just like, man, I owned my lane. You guys are noobs. That's basically what's happening right now.
As you said, they have one chance, and it is this Roshan, which is rapidly falling to this Radiant team. They're looking for anything at all. The Pit of Malice dropped down for both teams, and well, now the Eclipse is out as well, but the stolen Eclipse, Yume trying to run. He's still living through that one for the moment as they're starting to deal the damage that they can. Sashlo, well, Crystallize, they're actually able to bring down the Terrorblade. What? NaVi are doing it, and they're able to get it. No, the swamp away. The DP ends up taking the Aegis. Oh, God, the turn. It is still going to be the DP down. But with everybody else coming in now, and the Pit of Malice dropped onto 3, she's going to try and live through the Eul Scepter. It's looking okay. NaVi actually make that work.
Clearly not your best.
I mean, they made it work, but how the hell did he get that Aegis?
I have no idea.
Like, there were like 5 heroes there. How did you guys let him pick up the Aegis? Well, either way, I mean, that's a lot of money exchanging hands there. So what, they get 450 from the TB, 763 from the Death Prophet, and they're gonna get a tower, maybe even 2 on top of that. I mean, that's a pretty hefty net worth swing. That was an 11K lead not too long ago. Now that's 6.
Yeah, so, Luna got 1,300 of that.
I think it was actually 12K, but yeah, it's a real big turnaround to win that Roche, take the Aegis away immediately, even though maybe we should have been the ones who picked it up instead. You know, we look for the silver linings here, kid.
Absolutely. And Luna does have cheese. I'm looking at this pressure now that's coming out, and, well, it's starting to feel like they might actually be able to get this.
No, they gotta run. They absolutely have to run. They will get murdered by a Terrorblade with meta if they do not run.
Okay.
He has BKB, Blink, and meta. He has everything up. Yeah, they 100% need to do.
I was looking for the silver line. It's just not going to happen, apparently. They can't get it. Oh, no. And now they're not able to run away with all their heroes, so they're going to lose Lil. Do they lose LeBron as well? Most likely, yes. And Pale, somehow that hits. And he goes down.
Yeah, the reason why the fight in the Roche pick goes so well is because he got killed immediately. So he's sitting at, like, no HP because he was tanking Roshan and such, and then he just gets beat down before he can get Sunder off. No BKB, no meta, no nothing. So knowing that all that's up, you would be foolish to fight into that high ground if you were NaVi.
Andy is silenced and is running away from this Death Prophet, Impale, to try and keep his buddy alive. Now, looking forward, they blow out and take down the Lil ET,
So
who just bought back.
and died in like 1 second.
Oh no, and now they've got themselves another Crystallize. He needs to fight, he needs to do something, but it is a lot of damage coming from this Terrorblade, and he still is holding on to that Sunder. Crystallize does have cheese. They're sort of waiting to see if he can get it off in time. It's not going to be there though. The BKB had worn off, and they blow up the Luna before the cheese gets off. She doesn't have buyback. They do a buyback on the Underlord, but this is the hardest hold in the world.
I mean, I don't know if they're gonna be able to do this without the help of the ET.
So, General, again, he doesn't really have great answers either. They've got the Radiance burn that's constantly going. 2 lanes of racks down. And Radiant, SM, making the plays that they need.
That would have been really nice if Crystallize was able to get the cheese. Very nicely timed lift there from Yume, just ensuring that he wasn't going to be able to do that one. But if he gets the cheese, I think that NaVi probably hold there. So that was like definitely up there with one of the better plays. So, you know, again, Radiant, pretty huge advantage here. The big difference between having like the ET alive and him not being alive is, you know, that base armor reduction. If Lil is standing next to you and you're the TB, you will die so fast to Luna. Like, you will just get chunked because all of your armor is base armor. So you go from like 26 armor on Edgy Treads to 0. That's why he died so fast in Roche, basically.
Right. Then again, if you're standing next to Terrorblade and you're ET, you're probably dead anyways. Just the downside to it also, I guess. I don't know how you try and stay alive. Like, maybe even thinking about I don't know, Ghost Scepter or something. He's gonna go BKB to try and live.
I mean, it still takes like a few rounds of hits for him to die, even if he's standing close enough to get the minus armor. But in that time, like, the TV is still gonna be taking a ton of damage too.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. So the movement here, the rest of the Radiant, although are they walking into a little bit of a trap? They're going to throw out the Earth Splitter, the Stomp to follow as well. They don't manage to get it off though, and now the Reflection is out. Crystallize is dying. so rapidly to his own illusion. Now ends up eating the cheese, trying to turn and run. They have the Dark Rift. Are they going to be able to get everybody out? Just barely. They do lose LeBron. But my word. Dendi also goes down. They couldn't get them all out.
Yeah, there's no buyback. This is most likely Megas.
DP still has a little bit of duration left on the Exorcism, but even if she didn't, there's still just so much damage out from these guys. Metamorphosis just now popped for that Terror Blade. All he needed to commit was the Reflection earlier. Crystallize trying to stop this pressure and doing a good bit of damage. Pit of Malices continuing to go down. The Sunder is out. So no more Sunder for this fight, most likely. Impale does not come out there from the Nyx Assassin to try and stop it, but the pressure continues to mount, and another Reflection onto Luna, still dealing the damage. Terrorblade trying to burst through these barracks. They're still keeping him at bay. General can keep spamming out with Firestorm, but the mana burn from the Nyx Assassin means that he can't even get that out, really. The Impale not going to connect, Force Staff away. They're still losing these buildings too quickly, and they do manage to bring down the Omni Knight, but the real terror is the range racks finally going down. Mega creeps are up, and it only happens in time for Dendi to come back alive and look at his buildings fall.
You know, there's not many games that you look at and you go on paper, it's like, this team should really win this game. And then they just really don't win that game. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
I looked at the draft and I was like, man, Navi's draft is actually sick. And not to say that, you know, SM's draft was bad or anything, it's just, I felt like they had very few ways of really dealing with that Tinker, but the dual lane mid and just the decision to aggro. Like, you're taking away the capability of your supports helping your mid lane, no stacking, your Luna is under-leveled, under-farmed, like the whole game is playing from behind. Luna is like the fastest farmer pretty much in the game without a blink, right? So, you give her that jungle, you give her that safe lane, she is enormous at like 20 minutes. Right. And then you have this like formidable hero that you can lead these frontline pushes with that they really didn't have. And I think they wanted General to be that hero, but the problem with doing it on an Underlord is that no matter how tanky you get, you're not really going to be able to like be that fight-winning hero for your team, you know? You're still just an Underlord. Yeah. So I think it's a decision that really ended up costing them a lot, and probably a huge reason as to why this game went so poorly for them.
Yeah. Well, and you know, you've got some sort of last lingering hopes here. A Rapier on Luna, if that can come out in time. Does have the Relic done now. I guess also the game keeps on going. Well, Underlord is taking a lot of damage here. Does have the Dark Rift, going to use it now. ET in the area, trying to keep his buddy alive. Doesn't even really need the help from Lil. But yeah, they need this Rapier on Luna, which does not feel like it's going to come quickly enough.
How much money has he got right now? Oh, he still needs a lot more. Never mind. Yeah, he's definitely not going to get it in time.
I mean, they've got a lot of wave push. They got a lot of ways to try and stall out this game. General apparently having a little bit of fun. Maybe thinking about the next game.
I think that Navi already know like why they lost this game.
Yeah.
I think that when you've been playing together for a decent amount of time, you just be like, all right, maybe that aggro try, which is not the play.
And this pressure coming out. Reflection again, dealing a good amount of damage, although Luna was not caught in it, and turning to fight. Crystallize wants to do whatever he can. BKB is going to start to wear low, though, and my god, the Metamorphosis. Oh, they get the lift up. He's not able to get the Eclipse out. Crystallize dead. No buyback. If it wasn't clear already, this game is feeling in the bag for the Radiant team. SM as they turn now onto General. Buyback on the Tinker. Maybe a hope and a prayer of somehow lasting this out a little bit longer, but they've got him caught. There's going to be the Spike Carapace. GG is called as Navi lose game number 2 and SM making it work for themselves.
Dire's middle tower.
Yeah, very impressive stuff. I thought the itemization on the Omni TV, like everyone pretty much knew what their job